has risen from $4,450 per ton in 2012 to $78,032 in 2022. That's an increase of 1,654% in the past decade and a 480% increase in just the past year. Now, what if a new battery costs only about $15.15 per kilowatt hour compared to the $101 per kilowatt hour price of a lithium-based battery? This is exactly the exciting battery innovation that CALT has to offer. So what makes the cost of this groundbreaking battery so low? What other advantages come with it? All this and more in today's episode of Tesla Car World. Welcome back to our channel, friends. Before we begin, please show your support by subscribing if you haven't already and ringing the bell so you won't miss out on any of our interesting videos in the future. Now, let's get started with today's content. Battery technology is moving so fast that sometimes it's hard to keep up. That being said, CATL has set up a large supply chain for the batteries and has entered negotiations with some car makers about the possibilities of sodium-ion battery use. Sodium-ion technology is ready, cheap, and safe, but can it oust lithium-ion? Elon Musk tweeted that the price of lithium has gone to insane levels. So how then does the price of a sodium-ion battery compare? The absolute advantage of sodium-ion is the low cost. Sodium is 2.3% of the world's crust. It's over 1,000 times more abundant than lithium. From the perspective of raw materials for anodes, the recent price of lithium carbonate is $570,000 per ton, while the price of sodium carbonate is less than $3,000 per ton. This means it is 190 times cheaper than a lithium-ion battery. CALT even said that sodium has better conductivity and that the concentration of the electrolyte can be reduced, which also reduces the cost by about 85%.
And they're more common, easily found, cheaper. Those are the advantages.
The average price of a Tesla 4680 battery pack will be $101 per kilowatt hour in 2022. We can then use this to calculate the new battery costs, which is roughly at $15.15 per kilowatt hour, or nearly 7 times less than the 4680 battery. Thus, if you own a Tesla Model 3 standard range with an estimated battery capacity of 50 kilowatt hours, instead of having to pay $5,050 for a revolutionary game-changing battery, the cost is really low. But then how far can the sodium-ion battery actually go? Its applications in passenger cars have shown that it generally meets the needs of models with a range of up to 248 miles. Through pioneering its AB battery system integration technology, CATL has achieved a mix of sodium-ion and lithium-ion, allowing them to complement each other and thus increase the energy density of the battery system. This approach allows sodium-ion batteries to be able to support EV models with a range of up to 310 miles, while the 4680 Model Y has only a 279-mile range. But charging time is what most electric vehicles often care about. So how long would it take to charge a sodium-ion battery? CATL's sodium-ion cells can charge in 15 minutes to 80% at room temperature. For comparison, with fast charging at a public station, a Model Y from Tesla recharged from 0 to 80% in 32 minutes, which is over 2 times longer than the sodium-ion battery. Now, how well does sodium-ion perform in freezing temperatures? Lithium-ion batteries can only function optimally at 15 degrees to 35 degrees Celsius, which is why they are problematic in the wintertime. CATL's sodium-ion battery will sustain a 90% capacity retention rate at negative 20 degrees Celsius and still has a retention rate of more than 70% at negative 40 degrees Celsius. In winter, the problem of electric vehicles' inability to cruise will no longer be apparent. Also, we haven't seen anything that says there is a significant degradation at higher temperatures either. Now, how safe are sodium-ion batteries actually? The sodium-ion battery has similar working principles to the lithium-ion battery. Sodium ions also shuttle between the cathode and anode. However, compared to lithium ions, sodium sodium ions have a larger volume, as well as higher requirements in terms of structural stability and kinetic properties. This has become a bottleneck for the industrialization of sodium-ion batteries. Sodium-ion batteries are safer because they are less flammable than lithium-ion batteries. Newly developed sodium-ion technology uses a naturally fire-extinguishing solution that is also impervious to temperature changes and can operate at high voltages. One key to this feature is the ultra-thin protective layer that forms on the anode. This ultra-thin layer remains stable once formed, providing the long cycle life reported in the research article. Despite making significant breakthroughs, the chemical composition of lithium metal batteries has always posed a lot of challenges. What are they exactly?
Now, I understand that sodium ion batteries have a lower energy density than lithium ion.
The biggest downside is that sodium-ion batteries have a lower energy density than lithium-ion batteries. This means an EV with a sodium battery that's the same size as a standard lithium-ion battery would not be able to travel as far on a single charge. CATL's first-generation sodium battery generates 160 watt-hours of electricity next to a mainstream lithium battery. Last year, CATL unveiled its first sodium battery prototype and said it's been focusing on developing new technologies for a second-generation sodium battery that can generate 200 watt-hours per kilogram. In contrast, mainstream lithium-ion batteries have 200 to 300 watt-hours per kilogram. Although their lower energy density is improving constantly, the first generation